After seeing what Ruba, Mohammed, Tyrone, Faith, Cheeto and Justice did last year, I thought that I might do something to celebrate Black History Month. Hi, I'm Adam Johnson, and this year I'm going to celebrate Black History Month by talking about a number of black footballers who either made history in the sport or was unable to make history. So let's get started. In November 1978, a young 22-year-old Viv Anderson became the first black man to play for England. This was a time when there were only a few black players included in a sport. Former manager Brian Clough would always have Viv Anderson's back, especially when he received racial abuse. Viv Anderson became a role model for current black footballers and ended his international career with 30 caps. The first black player to play for England now holds a debate, so to speak. Some believed it was Viv Anderson, while others believed it to be either Arthur Wharton, Laurie Cunningham, or Benjamin Odeje. In June of 1993, Viv Anderson became England's first black player-manager when he signed with Barnsley. He was sacked 1 year later. Anderson believes that the generation of black players wanting to go into management have been lost. 40 years after Viv Anderson made his debut for England, 30% of England players are of black ethnic minority. There has now been a campaign for a statue to be erected of a footballer who was dropped by England. Jack Leslie was supposed to be the first black man to play for England and was selected to play internationally back in 1925, but when selectors found out that he was black, they changed the man and decided to drop him from the squad. This took place 53 years before Viv made his debut against Czechoslovakia on the 29th of November. 9th of June 1993. This is an occasion where Paul Ince became the first black captain for England. At the end of his international career, he received 53 caps. Ince was fierce, led by example, could play box-to-box, and completed one-touch passes as well as shots. Ince signed for West Ham and grew up on his own for 5 or 6 years of his life. He married his wife Claire, and they have now been together for 30 years. Paul Ince also had a career as a black football manager. The governor would manage Macclesfield and kept them from relegation. MK Dons won the league with them with an 11-point lead, and Blackburn. In 2008, Ince became the first black English manager to get a job in the top division. He lasted 6 months with Blackburn Rovers. 24 hours after being sacked, Blackburn would then appoint Sam Allardyce as their new manager. Afterwards, Ince would go back to MK Dons and then manage Notts County as well as Blackpool. Ince still believes that he should be getting more jobs. Ince and Anderson joined the likes of Andy Cole, Luther Blissett, John Barnes and Sol Campbell. Paul Ince has been quoted for saying, "Some people don't want black players to manage their club." In 1988, the first black man to play for England during a tournament was John Barnes, who would then receive 79 caps playing for his country. Barnes was known for being one of Liverpool's best players. Barnes would move to the former Premier League champions for a record fee back in 1987, but one match in particular really opened fans' eyes to the way John Barnes took racist abuse when playing for the Reds. It was a match against the Merseyside rivals Everton. During the match, a banana was thrown onto the pitch. Barnes just simply laughed and flicked it off the field. Ashley Cole, the former Arsenal left-back and the first black player to receive 100 caps whilst playing for England back in 2013. He was brought up by his mum, who would work 3 to 4 jobs, and the defender would face abuse at school. England v Kazakhstan, the 11th of October 2008. This is an occasion where Ashley Cole unfortunately gave the ball away to the opposing team. He would then be booed by fans whenever he would touch the ball. When Ashley Cole left Arsenal and moved to Chelsea, he would be given the nickname Cashley due to his so-called money grabbing. Former England footballer Les Ferdinand became the first black English director in the Premier League and even in the Football League. Formerly at Tottenham Hotspur, now at Queen's Park Rangers, where he used to be the team's caretaker manager back in 2015. Ferdinand received 17 caps whilst playing for England. Paul Canoville, the first black man to play for Chelsea in 1981 to 1986. Canoville was mostly known for blocking out any abuse or negativity. He made his debut for the club on the 12th of April 1982 as Chelsea took on Crystal Palace. He came on as a late sub for Clive Walker, who had scored the only goal in the game. When he was coming off the bench, he received abuse by his own team's fans because of the colour of his skin. Cannaville would be called the N-word and have bananas thrown at him. One night, Cannaville and a few of his teammates went out for drinks, and one of his teammates was giving Paul racist abuse. Cannaville backed away at first, yet the abuse wouldn't stop. He couldn't take it anymore. Paul accidentally knocked his teammates out. He was then driven home by a club official, and the teammate was then given a lift home by the team coach. That was the end of his Chelsea career. When former West Bromwich Albion legend Cyril Regis was called up to play in the England squad, a letter was sent to him. The message clearly stated, "Make your debut and I will put a bullet in your knee." Luckily, Regis would never let intimidation get to him. Regis sadly died 3 years ago in 2018. Fans of West Bromwich Albion loved him because he pushed barriers, was a role model to others, made a big impact on clubs, fans and players. He also gave both black and white players the opportunity or the chance to compete at an equal level. Regis, Cunningham, Batson. What do these three players have in common? They were the first 3 black players to play for the same team, West Bromwich Albion. Regis would suffer the most racist abuse out of the 3 and would have bananas thrown at him during matches. December 1978, West Bromwich Albion v Man United. This is a match where Regis and Cunningham both scored goals. The final score was Albion 5, United 3. Thank you for watching. To finish, here's a TV trailer of the ITV4 documentary Out of Their Skin with Ian Wright, which includes most of the footballers mentioned in this video and is now available on the ITV Hub.
It was a strange feeling. You're here to play football, yet you're getting racist abuse. What do you do with that hatred and energy?
Never give in.
There's a gap for him to attack.
And that's what I did.
I would never let anyone disenfranchise me.
I played football how I wanted to and I celebrated how I wanted to.
We've done it for the nation, we've done it for England.
I'm not this devil guy that everyone thinks I am.
That's when my blood really started to boil.
40 years since Viv Anderson became the first black player to play for England, Ian Wright presents 2 new films asking how far we've come.
Racism has to be taken much more seriously.
Out of Their Skin, Tuesday 27th of November on ITV4.